Hey you all, I'm back. Oh, I don't know what happened. But anyway, I'm back. I just got out the shower. That's why my hair is wet. But anyway, I had a story that I want to share with you all that just came to mind while I was in the shower. And I try to do these like as soon as they come to mind, because I don't want to forget them, or, well, not really forget, but I don't want to not be able to tell you exactly how it went without trying to remember everything. But anyway, so it was when I met my husband. So I guess I was living in Arkansas maybe 6 months, and I was already living with a guy. We kind of moved really fast, probably why we didn't work out. But anyway, so I was staying in these apartments, and my husband at the time was staying right across from me. And of course, I didn't know it, but me and the guy had broke up, and actually, he watched our breakup because I mean, like, I was throwing stuff out the apartment, putting them out. I mean, it was just horrible. And I didn't find out till later on that he was actually sitting back watching it. But anyway, so about 2 days later, and mind you, this is when I was like only like 160. I was small. I had a Ford Taurus, and I had threw my leg up on that Ford Taurus. I had just bought some new stuff or something for my apartment, and I threw my leg up on this Ford Taurus, and I remember he saying, "Hey, hey, 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 hey." Well, it wasn't him. It was actually his friend, and I can't remember his friend's name right now, but it was his friend. And at first, his friend was the one who asked me for my phone number. And I gave him the wrong phone number because I really wasn't interested. He was kind of short. So my husband, or he wasn't my husband then, but he got the phone number from him, and it was the wrong number. So he got bold enough to come up to my apartment and knock on the door. So when he knocked on the door, one of my kids answered the door, and they was like, "Mama, some black man at the door." So I went to the door, and he told me what he wanted, and so I went on here and gave him the right phone number. And I bet you it was 5 minutes later, and he was calling me, and he asked me out on a date. So I asked him, of course, what does a date consist of to you? So he asked me to come over to his apartment, and I said no, no, no. So maybe about a week or two passed, and I remember I was crying because I was young and I needed my light bill paid. So I'm like, oh, how am I gonna pay this light bill? How am I gonna do this? And so he called and he said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Well, I'm really upset." I said, "Because I don't know how I'm gonna pay this light bill or whatever." He said, "Oh, okay." He said, "Well, you hungry?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "But what I got a taste for, you probably not gonna want to go get." And he said, "What was it?" And I said, "Red Lobster." I said, "And I'm upset because my son's birthday is tomorrow." Now, I didn't know at the time, no, the day after tomorrow, and I didn't know at the time that his birthday was that next day. So, okay, so that evening, he showed up at my doorstep with the money for my light bill, everything I wanted from Red Lobster, plus more. My son, a brand new remote control, like a $90 car for his birthday. And I was like, wow. Now, it wasn't about the monetary or the gifts or anything. It was just the fact that I had only known this man for a minute, and he took it upon himself to make sure everything was straight. Something that I probably couldn't have got from somebody that I was with for 5 years. And ever since then, we were attached at the hip. And I think it was about 6 months later we were married. Um, but we went through a lot of bumps, hills in the road, and I'll get into all that as the stories go on. But we went through a lot. Family, ups, downs, hills, mountains. We went through it all. But the gist of the story is that sometimes Prince Charming comes when you least expect it, how you least expect it. I mean, I had seen this man several times living across from me. I never would have thought that would have been my husband. And not only my husband, but my friend, my provider, my protector, my everything, you know. And this is another story, so I'm not really going to get too deep into it. But the day I lost him, I think I lost me. I lost a lot of me. And I don't think I'll ever get the full me back because I feel like a part of me is with him. But I'll go into that at a later date. We'll talk about that at a later date. But I did want to come on here and just talk about that. And to let you know that all hope is not lost. He's out there somewhere. I've had two. I've had guys that I've loved, but you know you have these great loves of your life, and I've had two, and they just happen to come back to back. I thank God for my husband, the time that I had with him. I just really thank God for what he taught me, because he did teach me some things, what he taught me not to tolerate. Um, So yeah, so ladies who's single and think that he's not coming, he's coming. He's just coming when you very, very, very least expect him to be there. He'll show up. Um, God sent me my husband. I knew I wanted to be married. I didn't know to whom. My husband was 10 years older than me. And so